What is going on, everyone? The NFL trade deadline came and went, and the Houston Texans did nothing. Well, they did send Khalil Davis to the San Francisco 49ers for a 7th-round pick, but in regards to their offensive line, which is amongst worst in pass protection, which needs a new starting left guard with Kenyon Green being out for the season with a shoulder injury that he suffered against the New York Jets, the Houston Texans did nothing. Am I surprised? No. Am I frustrated? Absolutely. When you have a franchise quarterback, a game-changing young quarterback, you want to protect them at all times. And the Houston Texans are doing a piss-poor job at that. The last 3 weeks have all been career highs in terms of pressure that CJ Stroud has faced on his dropbacks. It gets worse every single week. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about this Houston Texans team not making any deals. My name is Ruben Calvillo. This is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. This episode is brought to you and powered by BetUS. They are giving you a 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. On your second and third, it's a 125% bonus with promo code YouTube150. And guys, make sure you go out there and vote, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that it was going to be a difficult job to get a starting offensive lineman here. I understand how rare it is. I've said it multiple times, but it's not impossible. Cam Robinson was a starting left tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he is now a Minnesota Viking, just got the game ball. Throughout the week, we heard different things. One, from Mr. John Hickman, Locked On Texans, fantastic job, fantastic podcast. Say per sources, the Houston Texans are 100% trying to beef up the interior offensive line. Then just a couple hours later, we saw Mr. John Alexander from ESPN put an article out there. Per sources, the Houston Texans are not expected to make a trade. The money just doesn't make sense with all the moves you made in the offseason. I did not think, ladies and gentlemen, that we were going to be thinking about trading for a lineman during the middle of the season. Which is why I kind of understand why a move was not made, because you didn't expect this offensive line to be garbage. This is the highest paid offensive line in the NFL. There is multiple first-round picks invested into this offensive line. You heard me all throughout the offseason. These guys did not play one game together. We saw an offensive line with no starters put up 0 sacks. So I have no doubt this unit could be better. Well, I was dead wrong. I'm sorry. CJ Stroud is running for his life. It is affecting him. And maybe, the alarms are not going off for other people. And maybe a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me on this. But I've seen this story before. I've talked about this story before. A Houston Texans quarterback just continuously getting thrown at his ass because there was no O-line help. And what made this situation worse, what made this season worse, is that you thought they were going to be good. You thought with all you invested, all the resources, this unit was going to be one of your bright spots. And unfortunately, it's not. And now we've come to the conclusion, I've come to the conclusion that this Houston Texan offensive line is going to lose you games. Already is losing you games. And it's going to be one of the reasons why you don't go far in the playoffs. Because I still expect this Houston Texans team to make the postseason. The AFC South is god-awful. You might sweep them with this offensive line. When I saw what the other playoff teams did, the Kansas City Chiefs, DeAndre Hopkins, look at what he just did on Monday Night Football. The Bills getting Amari Cooper. The Ravens getting Deontay Johnson. The Lions getting Zadarius Smith from the Cleveland Browns. We get to see him on Sunday night. They all made moves. They all know what type of season they were having, and they geared up and got ready for the playoffs. We didn't. Maybe we couldn't. But damn, this sucks, ladies and gentlemen. To me, it does. I know some of you, a lot of you, did not expect a trade, didn't want a trade. So that's fine. But to me, man, when I see number 7 running for his life, when I see him against the Green Bay Packers grab his helmet and throw it on the floor, we didn't see that last year. CJ Stroud is still developing, ladies and gentlemen. This is year 2. And this offensive line, compared to last season, is 3 to 4 times worse than what it was. This is an dire situation, guys. And the fact that this is what we got going forward, I'm not feeling confident. I've come to the realization that if this O-line doesn't get it together the rest of the season, CJ Stroud will be running for his life. CJ Stroud will be sacked 4 to 5 times a game. Unless a change happens. You've already heard me say fire Chris Stroud, so he should have been fired months ago. Do you make a change to the O-line? Do you put Titus Howard at left guard, Blake Fisher at right tackle? Do you bench Shaq Mason? I don't know. But a change needs to be made, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below about the Houston Texans not making a move at the deadline. I was not a fan of it. I am putting CJ Stroud above everybody else on this Houston Texans team, and that needs to be the same way for everyone. CJ is the guy. You will not get a Super Bowl without number 7, and you got to protect him. And I understand things were working against you. You didn't expect this O-line to be ass. But, man, something has to change. For more Houston Texans content, feel free to follow me for more. Go Houston. This episode was brought to you and powered by BetUS. Have a safe night. Have a blessed night. We'll see you tomorrow.